I adore football with all of my heart. With that being said, I hate how much of my sport is filled with idiots. I'ma catch y'all up to speed real quick. Okay, so there is this quarterback named Jaxson Dart for the New York Giants, and he recently popped out at a political rally and he introduced Trump of all people. Dart's teammate, Abdul Carter, rightfully called him out and said, "Hey, I thought this was AI, what are we doing, man?" And so the internet lost its mind. You know, we got tweets, we got Substack articles, we got everything under the sun talking about this entire situation. Here's where it really gets fucked up. A lot of the discourse online comes from people who say that Abdul Carter should not have said anything about him going to a Trump rally. So, with all that being said, let me give my 2 cents on the situation. Jaxson Dart is a fucking dumbass. Aligning yourself with Donald Trump during one of the most politically divisive eras in human history is already going to be a bad look. Donald Trump is a blubbering idiot who is throwing us farther and farther into Armageddon every second that he is alive, so that is why I think someone should...
Don't say that.
Anyway, I wasn't expecting Jaxson Dart of all people to have good political stances because, as we all know, the average athlete has the same political sense of the median voter, and that just is terrible. A lot of athletes, when they make it to a high level like college or the NFL or any pro league, they really don't have the time or energy to understand or learn about these things, unless they're just spending their training doing absolute bullshit. Point being, I am not surprised that Jaxson Dart of all people is a blockhead, because if you've ever been in any type of locker room setting, no deep political discussion is happening in there.
Every time I sink my humongous dick in this piece of plastic, I remember my dad.
Let's get back to Dart. Dart was raised in Utah as a Mormon, which already that's strike one. And then he transferred from the University of Southern California all the way to Ole Miss, so that's another strike against him. And also, he has a Dumb and Dumber relationship with Cam Scatterboot, the same guy who says that CTE isn't real and does this to warm up for his games. Even writing the name Jaxson that way, his parents should go to jail just for that alone, man. Dart is also a prime example of the Wigga epidemic that is taking over our country. You know, he does all the dances, wears the grills, the chains, and all that shit, but then he's canoodling with Trump and all these politicians who fucking hate black people. Yeah, I'ma do my little scuba dance. Yeah, I'ma do the Rakai Selly in the end zone. But the minute it comes time to really stand on some shit, you don't do it. And anyone who thinks that I'm really taking this too seriously, you gotta understand, I don't want my entire sport to just be MAGA FC like the UFC. Dana White is a fucking criminal for what he's done to the UFC, and I think he should die too, but that's another topic for another day. The main point for me is that Jaxson Dart is just too ass to be doing all of this politically divisive shit right now. The Giants went 4-13 last year, and Dart seemed like he was trying to speedrun CTE with the way he kept throwing himself into everything like a fucking coked up ram. But his problems begin way earlier. Let's just turn the clock back a couple of years. It's November 23rd, 2024. And the Ole Miss Rebels are taking on the Florida Gators in the Swamp. Tensions are high for Ole Miss because with a loss here to Florida in their own territory, this could mean that the Ole Miss Rebels are out of the playoffs entirely. Leading the charge is none other than Ole Miss's prized possession and their best coach in history, Lane Kiffin. Huh, I wonder why that name sounds familiar. Miss's starting quarterback, Jaxson Dart, has a lot of pressure going into the final drive. They're down by 7, and they need a touchdown to tie it up. And so, they dial up the play, Dart throws it, and it's intercepted. But Lane Kiffin's defense ends up coming in clutch and giving Ole Miss the ball back near the end zone with just a minute left. Once again, they trust in Jaxson Dart. He gets the ball, throws it up, and it's intercepted again. Jaxson runs off like Red from Friday and cries on the sidelines, but by the grace of God, He gets the ball back because it wasn't really an interception. They trust in Jaxson Dart again. He gets the ball. He throws it up. And you're probably already seeing where this is going.
Arms one down the sideline. That one is going to be picked. Another miscommunication with Juice Wells.
But yeah, Jaxson Dart has been ass his entire career. And now he's pulled this shit. All I gotta say is that I cannot wait for opening week of the NFL. This hate watch is going to be generational. Thank you for watching.